I was like, no, he's gonna be deep in the forest, probably in Alaska.
I think it's just because you are so afraid of the outside that anyone that even kind of likes it a little, like I like hiking, Daniel. I like going to a place outside and then returning to my room with fucking LED lights. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Lockdown. I'm your host, William Gabriel.
And I am your other host, Daniel Wargo.
Daniel Wargal, how are you doing this week, my friend?
The way you said my name, Wargal.
I think I added an L in there, too.
That was a little bit much for me.
I liked it.
I was okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had better.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you?
Great start. I'm having a good week. Not as good as Lil Nas X, but it's a pretty good week.
He's having a week.
Call me by your name. Whoa. What a fucking climb to the top.
What a climb.
I just love everyone that's angry about it. He's tripping on the devil like it's fun. I don't know.
It's a good time. I've seen worse things.
Dude, and it's a bop. I don't know about you, but that song's a bop.
Yeah, it's a bop.
It's about to be the TikTok sensation. It is the TikTok sensation. What was this week for you?
This week. What was it? It was a week. It was the end of a quarter. I've been trying to play the quarter game.
I saw you were in the Barbara, the Santa of the Barbara.
I went to the Santa of the Barbara.
That's why I added an L to your name.
Daniel Wargal. Yeah, I went to Santa Barbara on, what day was that? Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Came back Wednesday. Oh, friggin' lovely.
Love it.
Friggin' lovely, man.
So what was the precautions with it? Like, how'd you feel venturing?
So I was actually a little bit nervous, and I didn't decide I was going to go until like morning of.
Yeah.
I had an option I was thinking about maybe going out to Vegas, not to party, but just to kind of like wander around and see how I liked it out there. That's the wrong reason.
You should be going to party.
It's not the right time for that, but then I had a lot of work to do, and I was like, I don't know, the cases are rising. I don't really want to go to a super high touristy like place from.
So you went to Santa Barbara.
Well, Santa Barbara is tourists from here.
Okay.
You know.
Sure.
Whereas like Vegas is tourists from everywhere.
Daniel hates desert people. That's what we've learned.
Yes, yeah. Party people, desert people, just people with weird not last names, but like the last part of their last names. I also don't like.
Okay, Wargal. So what did you do in Santa Barbara?
So I didn't really do much. What my big stipulation if I was going to do it was like I wanted basically a motel. I didn't want hallways. I didn't want to be enclosed in a space with a bunch of strangers. I wanted my own room that I could just kind of walk to.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding a really great place. It was just a couple blocks from both the beach and the State Street, which is where all the restaurants and stuff is, so I was very close to the action, so I could literally just be in my hotel and then I could walk wherever I needed to go. So no Ubers, no weird parking, like nothing like that.
I mean, it's a beautiful city. It's
wonderful. And I didn't do anything other than like I grabbed takeout, I did, the one thing I did was when I got there, it was like maybe 3 p.m. And I was going to grab some lunch. And where I grabbed lunch was in this area called the Funk Zone, which is where all the zone. I know it's super old, but
it's not that it's old. It's like, I promise there's no funk going on in this zone.
No, it was like named by probably like a 60-year-old who was like, let's call it the Funk Zone. It's going to get funky up in here. But it's where
that's
all
the perfect city for Daniel, by the way. Something that's called the Funk Zone. That's where Daniel belongs to get a house.
It really is. And what happens in the Funk Zone is it's basically just wine tasting rooms.
Okay.
So, and usually when like in a normal world, you just go there and then you go from wine tasting room to wine tasting room to wine tasting room, and you leave like just hammered, off of wine. So, but there was one wine tasting room that had nobody there. And so I was like, I'm going to grab a tasting. I'm going to sit outside, grab a tasting. And so I did one tasting. And it was lovely. It just felt so nice to just sit. It reminded me of like when I would just go sit at a bar and watch a sports game. It was just so relaxing to just be like, I'm out. I'm looking at my phone. There's people like walking, and
you felt safe. You felt good.
Yeah, I mean, I think you take you take.
If you got sick, you'd be like, I earned it. I earned it with that view.
Well, yeah, and like I think going to the grocery store is just as dangerous as what I'm doing.
No, it's safe. I wear a mask and gloves, and I'm never getting anything wrong with me. I'm going to be just fine, Daniel. No, I know what you mean though. Like Christy and I went to this little eatery, food market. I don't know what you want to call it. It's kind of like the Grand Central Market in LA, but out here in Orange County. Just a bunch of different eateries. I think it's technically Garden Grove. It's not Anaheim.
Oh, okay. So it's not the meat or the packing house or anything.
No, I forget the name of it. I think it was the Renaissance or something like that. I'm not sure. A lot of great Asian food, lots of ramen, lots of Vietnamese food. But we went and we ate on like the outside patio area where like people are definitely distancing. There's hand sanitizer things everywhere, but it's so fucking strange just being like, we're just sitting at a table. Eating the food.
Yeah.
But it was also kind of nice.
Right. It's weird how that feels normal and abnormal at the same time.
It feels illegal. Like I'm about to get in trouble and called. Like my mom's going to call me. She'd be like, well, the cops are looking for you.
Oh, what a world we live in.
No, but great. Super great.
It was really nice. Yeah, I had a nice time. Ate some amazing food. There'll be a lot of content about that next week. But
on the Daniel Wargo channel or on the Forking Around Instagram?
I actually usually reuse content, so we'll be in both places.
Okay, so if you're following just the Forking Around, just know you're being used. You're being manipulated, and he doesn't love you 100%.
Sometimes you get photos on that channel that you don't get anywhere else. What are you looking at over there?
Nothing, I'm fine.
You just made such a face.
A thing happened in my chat, and I'm mad about it, but I'm also happy about it. But also, I can't address it because it's a podcast, so it's not happening.
You looked at your chat.
I broke.
That's the first mistake you made.
I broke the rules.
You broke the fourth wall, dude.
I'm sorry. Should we start the show to get me back on track?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so every week we like to go through our TikTok extravaganzas. We like to look at the food contents, the trends, the happiness, the recipes, the people of TikTok, and the food that they love. And we like to call this Bussin' or Busted, where we like to see if something's yummy or not.
Yep. And this week, I grabbed us a clip, which I don't think it's the first time I've done it, but it's not one of the first.
I just know that mine make you upset. So I was just hinting at maybe you will be the one to pull one this week.
I really wanted to make you happy and me happy. So that's what I'm trying to do this week.
It sounds like I'm going to have to cook something.
Maybe. Let's just, why don't we just check it out?
Check it out.
See.
Okay. See what it's about.
All right, here we go. And they're called Sunrise Burgers.
Fucking Sunrise Burgers! Fuck you, I know it's dark out. Get your fucking potato stick. Get your fucking salt. That fucking black pepper. The fucking garlic powder. And your paprika. Fuck it up with all of them.
Does Bill Burr have a cooking channel now?
Fuck it up with the rum. Fucking truck stop special. Get your fucking spuds down. Cook your fucking pork shingles. Hit your fucking buns with that greasy liquid chicken yogurt. Toast up those fucking buns.
Greasy liquid chicken yogurt.
Meat down. Smash them down. Cook your fucking liquid chickens. Melt your fucking cheese. Bun. Fucking spuds. Incinerated cheesy cow pancake. Liquid chicken. Petrified pig. Fresh avocado. Lemon truffle aioli. Oh, yeah. Oh. And shove it up, you. I'm gonna murder you.
It must be Bill Burr. That's the only logical excuse.
It sounds exactly like Bill Burr. Or one of the Wahlberg brothers we're not allowed to know about.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's a burger. It's a bacon, potato fries burger. It looks fine. It actually doesn't look that great. I think it's more about the yelling.
So I like a few things.
It's a thick patty.
It's a thick patty. Here's what I like about
Yeah.
it, and here's what I dislike about it.
Uh-huh.
It's way too much of a burger for breakfast. If it's a sunrise burger, I don't want a full-ass burger.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a sunset burger. But what I do like, spuds. The
Oh,
spud,
yeah.
great idea. That texture up in there. What I wish that burger was mostly breakfast sausage.
So, do you like this video, or do you just like have notes?
I like it, and I have notes. I really like the aioli he puts on at the end. I don't remember what it is.
It's
like
fresh
lemon,
avocado.
fresh avocado, and then like a lemon sriracha aioli or something, which I kind of like. I like that idea.
So it's probably just mayonnaise and sriracha and a little bit of lemon zest. I'm a TikTok star.
You know it.
Maybe a little bit of chili flake in there, some heat, some paprika for some color.
Paprika.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I can't do that with my voice. Whatever he's doing with his voice, I can't do that shit.
Hey, it takes a lot to be a TikTok star these days.
It's confusing because like I don't feel like I got a great enough grasp on like the end product to know if I would like look at that, just the end thing without the video, and just be like, that looks fucking good. You know? It was so much about like it was the journey. It was not about the destination. You know what I mean? I like it. I'm not a big fan of bacon on my burgers.
What?
Strips of bacon on my burgers. Trips blend with with it all chopped up and inside of the burger. Fantastic. But like a huge, just like dangly strip, I just find myself always in that moment biting it. The whole piece of bacon fucking comes with me. Now it's a tongue out of my mouth. It's not in the burger for more later. I'm eating a whole piece of bacon in that first bite.
I really
That doesn't frustrate you to all hell?
I think you need to see an orthodontist.
Oh, okay.
Because that does not happen to me.
I've seen them a lot in my life. The only reason I have a smile is because of those people.
You're like, for some reason, all of the bacon comes out whenever I bite into.
You don't do that? That doesn't happen to you? Like you bite it and maybe they're not cooking the bacon long enough. These places.
I don't know. I like a good Western bacon cheese.
Yeah, but there's like onion rings and barbecue sauce in there. It's not just about the bacon.
Yeah, but that's a part of it.
I'm having a hard time with this one, Daniel, because I'm really not a thick patty guy. So let's say if this was breakfast sausage, fried egg,
yeah,
we're good.
Bacon. Oh, you don't want the bacon?
We can do the bacon. We can do the bacon. I'm gonna cut it up into little bitty bits.
Avocado is, how have I never heard that before?
That's a Vine thing. That's a Vine thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Vine
Fresh
thing.
avocado.
I love it, though. That's amazing. I'm 12 years too late. Dan learns the internet, I guess.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Well, you know, you learned it with TikTok, which is Vine again. So
Revine.
You know, revined. So now
It's Vine times 10 because you can go up to 60 seconds.
I think you could at one point too.
Oh, they ruined it with that.
Yeah, at one point, like Vine, like started adding time. You could upload. It just got ruined.
No, the best part about Vine was the creativity that people had in 6 seconds.
Yeah,
6 seconds, and the most creative shit in the world.
Those videos still like way better than this podcast. Like they will be on. You know, like the library of the United States where they like put The Godfather and like really important shit. Fresh avocado is going to be in that vault.
You know who could take a lesson from Vine?
Who?
Zach, whatever his name is, Snyder.
What the fuck?
6 seconds. It's all it takes for brilliance.
I don't know, man. I think you're on the wrong side of history for this one. People like it. People like this stupid movie.
52 hours of a film.
What's crazy is he needed 2 other films to set up this film that no one likes. They don't like those movies.
To roll it back. He needs to roll it back. He needs to consolidate.
You know who else needs to roll it back?
Who?
That ship that got stuck in the canal. Did you see that this week?
He really did. That was a crazy
gas
event.
Prices are going up, people. Because someone got a bad Uber with our gas, our boxes of gas. It's kind of like, I forget who said it. I think it was Daily Show, where they were like, I didn't even know that this could happen. Like where you just like have such a big boat that it's like, we can't turn any direction. We fucked up. They're just like digging out the boat.
Right.
What is this fucking cargo ship? The Suez Canal? What is this boat?
The Suez Canal.
Suez Canal. That's the name of the canal. Who knows what the boat is?
I like the way you said it, though. The Suez.
The Suez. Trying to be
You're
understanding.
like, I think it goes through Switzerland. The Suez Canal.
It definitely doesn't go through Switzerland. Isn't it stuck in like Egypt?
I don't know. It's apparently it's a very important canal. Learned a lot about it this week.
Yeah.
It's where most of the trade of the world goes through.
Why do we only have one canal?
I love this story about the Suez Canal because it just shows you how the littlest, tiniest thing can just fuck the whole world.
Dude,
It's
imagine
like,
how that guy feels.
we just turned a boat wrong. I had to pee. It turned like this. Whatever. You know, it's like, and now the whole world is like, we don't have bread. It doesn't make any sense.
Wait, is it a lot of goods? Because I thought it was mostly gas.
I don't know what it was.
Is that where my Amazon package
But
is?
the problem is
In this
that
canal?
what was on that ship doesn't really matter. It was all the other ships
All
behind
the ships
it
behind him.
that couldn't get through.
They can't go anywhere.
10% of the world's trade.
Just like that guy. Imagine like if it's like, what's that dude from Parks and Rec that everyone fucking hates? It's like Jerry. Just Jerry's the one that gets the boat stuck, and everyone behind him's like, fucking Jerry.
Yeah.
Of course Jerry would get his boat stuck.
I love that, like, it was just like tugboats and then like some guys with shovels, and they're like, "No, we're gonna get this ship out of here." No, it's coming.
Yeah, it's one bulldozer, right? Like one like arm crane actually digging them out.
And then some tugboats with a string.
See, I didn't actually think that those were real. Like as a kid, yeah, I thought that was like an inspirational like story. You know, like Jesus, they just like tell you this thing that's like not real to make you feel good and make you think that you can do stuff. So a tugboat is a tiny little boat that does pushing and pulling of these huge boats. I kind of thought that was like Thomas the Tank Engine, just like a nice thing that they did for children. Those are real boats.
Those are real boats, yeah. That's a real boat. That's a real thing.
I don't know. I like didn't realize those were real at all.
You're like, I am 7 now. I don't believe in the tooth fairy. I don't believe in tugboats. There's no Santa.
I've got dinosaurs and Star Wars shit everywhere, but tugboats, those aren't real.
You're like, no rainbows? That shit's bullshit.
Wait, what? I've been to Hawaii. Those are real.
They're real.
Just not here.
I'm gagging. I'm gagging.
You're gagging.
No, I'm not.
You know who else is gagging? The president's dog on everyone's hands.
These segues, man. You're just like, boom, boom.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to bring us here. But apparently, the president's dog is just going around. Dogs, plural. Is going around and biting all the boys.
Major or Duke or
Major and Duke sound like assholes.
I feel like those are the names of the dogs.
Champ and Major.
Oh, I was so close.
They have a fucking Wikipedia page.
Oh, of course they do.
When they were born, their sex and like, what is this?
Those dogs are American history.
Champ is 12.
Oh, poor Champ.
Something tells me that Major's the one that's doing all the biting. Because he's 3.
Oh, yeah. So this dog is just biting people? Like
staffers?
Staffers. Oh, Americans.
So our president is fighting our citizens.
So it kind of sounds like we literally have a terrorist.
This is like a mob fucking kingpin shit. He's like, sick 'em, boy. He said something I don't like. And then we don't hear about it for days. So it blows over. They give the person a story. He's like, no, I looked at him wrong. No, you didn't.
No.
You were speaking your mind, and Biden said no.
Can you imagine if like a leader from a foreign country came to the White House for a visit and bit a staffer? We would be at war.
I thought you were going to say it's some like nice country we're trying to get along with for the first time in decades. Just the dog goes and bites him. Just right on the dick.
Right in there. I mean, honestly, could happen. That's a great movie, actually.
We were going to have peace, but this ruined that.
Maybe Major really wants to be in the Secret Service, you know? He's like, nah, I'm good.
He might go be part of it soon. We might not see him in pictures. Like, what's amazing to me are these are the dogs that they're always like throwing out to us when Biden does something we hate, and it's like, no, look it, he loves animals, and they're sweet boys. No, they're not. Chewing off everyone's dicks.
Okay,
that's a fact. That's what it said in the article.
That's
dicks.
a fact. Okay, well, I didn't read the article, so
fake news. Fake news.
Yeah. Well, these dogs, they really are heroes. You know, they're real heroes. And they give, you know what I'm most excited about with it?
What?
Is that they give Sherman someone to look up to.
Okay.
Someone to say, that could be me. I could be that someday.
You won't.
Hey, you know, I could run for president in 4 years.
In 4 years, you're going to go up against Trump 2024.
Am I going to be old enough in 2024?
Yes.
Will I?
Yes.
That's only 3 years from now. And I'm 31. That's 34. Oh, but I'd be 35 by the election. Yes, I can do it. Oh my God, I'm launching my political campaign.
Are we announcing it right now? Here and now?
I think we are. We are. Let me do this.
Okay. Do you want any music?
No, I don't like music.
Okay, so just an 808 blast.
Yeah. Ready? Give me a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. I'm
taking this moment to launch my presidential campaign for 2024. I'll see you guys on the road. Especially you, Iowa.
Oh, that's it. You're done.
That's it. Yeah, that's my. I don't have an elevator, a gold elevator to ride down on.
I thought maybe like a little bit of like things you're gonna be running for, some of the things you believe in. You're like, no. All that's up for sale. Up for sale.
Up for sale.
Whatever.
That's 100% up for sale.
The way that you looked at yourself and then at the camera was the most presidential thing you've ever done because it lingered. You were like. It was fucking great.
Well, to myself, I am the most important American citizen because without me, there's no me. This conversation doesn't exist. So I have to be the most important American citizen. Citizen one.
Is that what you think the president is? The most important citizen?
Yeah.
No.
Who is?
What president? Never mind. This is going in a weird place. But if you like him, if you like his voice, you like his demeanor, you have a few things you want to sell him to have him do for you. Because that's the type of politician Daniel is. He will do anything you need. Not what he needs. Although he does come first. So really, it's about if it works out for him. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Let's get some youth in the White House for once.
Okay.
For once.
You think you're a white male, straight male, is going to be the change that we need to see? Just because you're a younger version of the same idea?
Hey, they usually say we don't need any more old white guys in the White House.
Until now. Daniel's going to be the reason why they say we need no white guys.
I'm going to be the end of it. I'm okay with that, actually. I'm okay with ruining it for my entire life.
That's a good book title, The Last White Man. That's a good...
The Last White Man. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I can't wait till this conversation resurfaces in like 20 to 30 years when I'm actually running for president.
Yeah. And they're going to be like, oh, no.
This is bad. This is bad. This looks real bad for Daniel. Like, yeah, it does. It does.
No, make it look good.
Well, what I can say is
just talk about baseball, and then everyone will forget, because that's what you do in this. And once you get to a performative standard at that level,
yeah,
you just got to perform.
Well,
It doesn't matter about whether people like you. You still perform.
Oh God, no.
You're still considered a performer. So just talk about the things you love. Don't even deflect the video with me.
I'm never going to. I'm not even going to say this is me on this video. I'm saying deep fake. This might be a deep fake.
Since we're planning you running for president in like 20 years, where am I going to be when this video leaks?
The immediate thought that jumped to my head: you're going to be deep in the forest. Deep. Like you're off the grid. You've gotten rid of every tracking device.
I love my cell phone. What are you talking about?
The vaccine is still obviously tracking you in 20 years.
Oh, that's right.
But your cell phone gone. No, your beard is at least 100 times longer than it is now.
Wow.
Way dirtier.
Why don't you believe in my hygiene? I beard oil every day.
I think that's a question you should think about. That was my first thought. I was like, no, he's going to be deep in the forest. Probably in Alaska.
I think it's just because you are so afraid of the outside that anyone that even kind of likes it a little... Like, I like hiking, Daniel. I like going to a place outside and then returning to my room with fucking LED lights.
For now... You don't know where we're going to be in 20 years.
I really like Starbucks and Chipotle. I really doubt that I'm going to get really deep. Maybe a little deep, but I think there's going to be one close by.
I think you're going to get real into your Eagle Scout and real environmental. Like real.
So I'm saving the planet while you're just asking to be in charge of it. That's what we've established. I'll be helping, and you'll be saying you'll help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this? We're on the same page.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
So baseball is back.
He's already doing it.
I'm good at it. Yeah. I can deflect. Baseball started yesterday. Did you know that?
It did not.
Where are you? Under a rock? In the forest?
Somewhere.
Yeah. So baseball started. The season officially started yesterday.
Go sport
We're
ball.
We're going to go for a
tiny sport ball
and
stickball.
Yeah, stickball, sport ball.
We call it stickball?
Ball. No, we call it baseball.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the word that we use to describe that sport. It was good. It was a good day. They're going for a whole season, which is 162 games, which now that we've done a very short season, sounds like way too many games to me.
So you almost never want to go back to real baseball?
Kinda. I feel like we should shorten this thing up. Like, we've got 6 full months of baseball before the playoffs. That's too many months.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think I would really care to watch any of it until later on. So,
yeah,
maybe the numbers will dictate that. But I think also people are just bored as fuck right now. So probably they'll watch it.
Oh,
if that's your thing.
At work, I love when baseball comes back.
What are the teams? What are the teams, Daniel, to be watching this year?
The Dodgers, obviously.
No, not what do you want people to watch?
No, they're the reigning World Series champions. They're the best team in baseball from last year.
In the easiest season ever constructed by baseball. Does it count?
The most
Does it count?
Season ever constructed by baseball. What are you talking about? They had to be afraid of dying.
It was so short. They had to be afraid of dying. The 100-mile-an-hour ball coming towards their face doesn't scare them at all.
No.
It should.
Concussion
should scare them.
Well, they wear helmets, man.
Till they don't.
Till it falls off, because actually they don't even have a strap on.
A lot of them pull it off as soon as they run. They're not waiting for their friend to hit it next. Bop, right in the face.
Right in the face, man. Yeah, you're right.
But you're excited.
Right. I'm super excited. It's it's always great to just have sports on, and I love baseball. So now that March Madness is almost over.
That was really quick.
Yeah, it'll be over on Monday. Yeah.
So where are you? Where are you? Where are you in the madness of March? How are your bets doing? How are your teams doing? Are you going to win? The first year ever? Your jaw's doing a thing.
Yes, I'm going to win. I already beat. Okay, so Nikolai and I did the brackets, which
Yeah.
we haven't really been paying attention to, but
Great job.
I won.
Proud of
He
you.
really blew that. That was bad on his.
blew
his
it?
part. He blew his bracket. Like it is
Oh.
terrible. Mine's decent.
Did he not look at Obama's bracket?
Probably that. I think that was the main problem.
That sounds about right.
I looked mostly at Obama's bracket, and then I figured out from there. But what we did mostly was we bet on every single game, which is a lot of games.
Yeah.
We started with $50.
Mm-hmm.
You would expect us to be down to like $3 at this point. But instead, we're at $550. 1,000% increase.
Who needs Joe Biden when you've got March Madness?
I'm telling you guys, I can save this country.
Are you going to make everyone bet on March Madness and then everyone just wins magically?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. These are some weird promises.
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, I'm definitely going to cash out.
Are you going to bracket on baseball?
Bracket.
You know, like how you
have a bracket.
Okay. I'm learning.
Because it's long. They have a lot of games. They're not going to pick every game.
I guess I just figured like you could do a couple pages of brackets, but you just wait till the end. Till it gets spicy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Until October. Then we're going to have a good time.
The only bracket I've really been a part, because I've done the March Madness ones, but mostly the brackets that I know are like Super Bowl, what's the score going to be brackets. Like specifically.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So other than the Dodgers, what are you excited for this year?
With baseball?
Yeah.
Like,
are people coming back? Like, are we all going to be like watching? Like you were saying a few weeks ago how Newsom thought we were going to be there yesterday.
We are. The Angels in Anaheim opened their season yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't know anything about the team, but that Disney movie from the 90s, Christopher Lloyd, that a ball.
Yeah, we got it. So they had fans in the stadium yesterday. Not full attendance.
Not
obviously.
full capacity. Okay.
The Dodgers don't play at home till the 9th, but they will have attendance as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're and most of the games I saw yesterday had fans in attendance. I think all of them did. One
Are you
game
gonna go?
Postponed due to COVID.
Are you gonna go?
I don't know. I mean, like, I won't be fully vaccinated until like June 5th ish. So like definitely not till then, but I don't know. It doesn't really sound. I don't know that I'd want to be around that many people at this point in time. I'm not ready. I need to ease back in. You know, I think like it sounds a little overwhelming.
Let's say you're vaccinated. Let's say you're double vaxxed. You going back? Double vax?
I can tell you, double vaccinated. I'm definitely going to a Rams game this year at that beautiful new stadium. I gotta check that out.
So that's worth dying for. Baseball, not so much.
I would go see the Dodgers.
It's kind of like you got what you always needed for your entire life from that team, right? Like, it'd be great if they win again, but the story that they just completed last year is really all you needed.
That was the main thing I needed. I want them to win again. I'm not going to lie. I think they will. But
this is how it starts.
My shot now.
This is how it starts.
They're going to win the World Series again. And I'm going to be really excited in October. I can tell you that. But for now, let's just play some ball. Let's just have some fun. You know, let's
play
hit some balls.
Some bollies.
Yeah. Let's just play some balls.
And if you were just now getting into the hobby of baseball cards, basketball cards, Pokemon cards, totally a sport. Are there any other football cards, I guess? Are there hockey cards?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. No one cares about them. But if soccer cards, thank you. Yeah, those are really big. If you were just starting to get into that hobby, might be a bad time. Might be an interesting, weird time to do so. So if you've got a great card, you might need to hold on to it for a little bit. Because PSA, one of the main sources, probably the most critically acclaimed, like the most gusto behind it. There's like Beckham. There's a few other places you can go get cards rated. But PSA just completely halted any submissions of cards any merchandise, anything collectible. They're not taking on shit for the next 6 months, I think.
Wow.
Possibly longer.
Wow.
And we're
so they're
not
that backlogged?
The way that they described it was how many cards they were getting from Pokemon, baseball, soccer, all those like, and we're talking about people pulling out collections from their childhood too. You know,
Right.
like everyone saw this uptick in the market for it, and they went back and looked at anything they could have to possibly add to it. And they were getting as many cards in a single day as they used to get in 4 months. And that started last March. So way before we're even into like crazy depths of pandemic, people were already starting to like uptick on this, find something interesting to do, find a hobby, see what they could sort of market, see what they could trade and get better collections, see what they can complete. And it's just like not possible. You listen to people on podcasts talking about how they sent stuff in July and they still haven't gotten it back. Yeah.
Wow.
So the attempt is to sort of correct that, get everyone's cards out, get people their products, because there's also like so many fucking morons, and I'm possibly one of them, which is why like I've never PSA'd anything. There's so many people that are just sending whatever cards that are probably not going to hold value, or they don't even fill out the proper paperwork or anything. And that's flooding these communities.
Yeah. That's interesting. So they're
Well,
just.
I know that you just went up into your garage looking at your old Pokemon
found my
cards.
baseball cards.
Found your baseball cards, you found your Charizard, you found your things, and you might want to get them looked at. Gonna have to wait some time, bud.
What if they lose all their value?
I don't think they will. Definitely PSA is the one to look at if you want resale value, just because of the credibility it comes with. And what I'm interested now is seeing how much these already graded cards that are out there on the market, how much more those go up, because you can't even get something PSA'd right now. That's what I'm really interested in, is like, is that going to change too much? Are they going to lose their value because of this? Are people going to swamp to CDC or CGC and Beckham and all these other places because they can't even have a taste? Is that going to change the credibility?
Right. It might give another company an opportunity to step up their game.
I mean, network TV kind of got overwhelmed, and they were like, you know what? We're going to have commercials. We're going to take our time. This show's coming out in 2 years when we're done with it. Netflix was like, oh, really? We can do it faster. Look at us now. We don't even have regular network TV anymore. Like, Hulu is the only network. Like, who gets normal nothing against normal cable people, but it's not the norm. It's not the consistent, and it's not productive to like what you're trying to do. Like, actual cable today seems so fucking stupid. You and I got cable like 4 or 5 years ago, and we were like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. And now it's even gotten better. The streaming platforms, there's more of them. You can watch the news live on YouTube very easily. You can watch, you can watch sports on Amazon half the time, or on Twitch. I watch sports on Twitch all the time. So
look at you.
I know they have football on Twitch in the season.
They also have our friends. I watch our friends.
Well, I do that too, but when sports games are on, sometimes I watch those. Jeez.
Yeah, PSA going away. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they return. We'll see when, and like what the differences will be. Like, you can technically still send stuff to PSA, but it's under. I think what they got rid of was the regular through the express versions of submission. So the only way to like get anything in is like $600 for one card. Like those options. Where it's like super pristine, they get it back to you in a few weeks, but like no one does those options because no card is even worth putting that into.
Right. Really destroys your value if you're spending that much money. Well, I have a PSA for PSA. Fix your shit.
Lay it on.
Fix your shit, man.
Well, it's
tough.
Cards. It's cards, but like think about it. these people, these standalone like purists, fucking employees. I don't even know what you call them. They're wearing the gloves. They're wearing the hazmat suits. They're super careful. They go through over 1,000 cards a day. These people, they do a lot of work. That just shows how much the volume is of people submitting like their normal ass Charmanders and some baseball player that they think is cool. Yeah. But maybe the market doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, collect what you want to collect.
Sure.
If you're an idiot. But if you want to make money.
Threw that in there, didn't you?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. They're talking about automating it. That's not official. That's not like official. But there have been grumblings that they may automate the system, which is, I don't know if that's concerning or better, if like a computer camera system is going to be able to grade the card more, or because like you have to think about it, you probably are dealing with the emotions of a person when they grade your card. What's their day like? Do they want to give you a 10, or do they have to take a shit?
Well, maybe.
You don't know. You don't know.
Well, if it can be more effectively done by a computer, then I'm sure it will be. You know, that is the society that we live in, the world that we live in. Unfortunately, but that'll be interesting to pay attention to see if they reopen their floodgates. Because I've got about 1,000 baseball cards I'm about to send them.
Don't go do the research. Okay, just look into the other places.
But I want it PSA'd so it says it's official.
It'll be official from all these other places. I promise you. I'll give you the websites. It'll be fine. It's just a different way of doing the thing. You know?
Okay.
Sometimes you take a shot in the arm. Sometimes you do a little sniff. Right, Daniel?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. This is some very encouraging news, and the segue has already
sounded so bad out of context. I'm just like shots in the arm and sniff. Daniel, please put some context to this.
I'm going to give us some context. Found an article this morning that basically says that there are scientists that are developing inhaled COVID-19 vaccines.
Okay.
So no more sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just a sniffy. It's different.
Is that because of the Johnson & Johnson recall? Are they looking for other ways because of how whatever happened there happened?
That was from everything I understand. Was it what do you call it? Just like a failure in the factory that had resulted in like some doses being, you know, not as effective as they want them to be or whatever.
Gotcha.
Not safe. So that was a factory malfunction. This would be actually easier because it would not require as many people to administer them. Is this like
the flu one? Do you remember like I think it was like 10 years ago, they started introducing these flu vaccines that were like actually nose like squeegees. And it was like a goop that went in your nose, so you couldn't touch it. You had to just like breathe it back in, and it would do its thing. And the difference was, instead of the shot being a dead virus, this was a live virus, which is actually closer to what the vaccine is for COVID. The COVID vaccine is not a dead virus in the vaccine.
It's a replica of the virus. Yeah.
Right, but it's different.
Replica of the RNA structure. Right. But yeah, that's the picture that they have looks just like what you're talking about. A little tube, you put it in your nose, you snort it, boom, boom, boom. It sounds like a great way to sneak cocaine into a club.
Yeah, when you wrote this in the doc, I was like, are we making like a crushable vaccine and snorting it through like dollar bills? No.
Honestly?
You fooled me.
I know. But it sounds fun, right? Sounds like a good time.
It's like, I'm ready. I'm ready for going outside.
On an airplane.
I'm gonna go on an airplane. I'm gonna go to a restaurant.
It's an interesting story. And I mean, it looks like with these vaccines and this virus over the course of our lifetime, most likely we will need to get a COVID vaccine, some sort of one, maybe annually, maybe even twice annually.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Tell me more about this.
Well, I mean, COVID-19 is not going away, right?
No, it's gone. Pandemic's over.
Does not give you protection forever. We don't know how long. We just found out yesterday that one of the vaccines gives you protection for at least 6 months, which is great. But after 6 months, if that vaccine lowers your protection, then you need to get a booster. You need to get another vaccine. And because there are so many people in the world, the way that at least the way I understand the way viruses work, is when there is a widespread of them, and this is like with influenza virus or just common cold, which is a coronavirus, they will, if they're spreading within a community, they will mutate, right? That's how we get the variants. So when the viruses mutate, they become less effective.
Sounds like when someone spreads rumors.
Exactly. It's exactly
like someone says something and then you only remember part of it and you say that thing. We're multiplying. It's mutating.
Exactly that.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, you just brought it into like...
The virus is just a bunch of gossipers.
Just some gossip queens, man.
XOXO gossip girl.
So because of that structure, because we won't be able to eradicate... If everyone in the world could get vaccinated like in the next 2-3 months,
Hear that?
We might eradicate it. But that's never going to happen.
Stuck. Or do your sniffy sniff. Get stuck, get sniffed. I don't care.
It's just not going to... It's just not possible to do it that quickly. And there are a lot of poor countries in the world that... Right,
we'll I've been seeing a lot of complaints actually about how we're gearing up to help these other countries that can't afford having the virus, but we haven't come close to nearly getting everyone vaccinated here. There's so many poor people here. There's so many homeless here from this pandemic, and we're not really considering those things before we like get a pat on the shoulder for going and helping out other countries. That's an interesting thing to me, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean,
it's just something I saw.
The focus definitely needs to be on vaccinating our own population first, because we're our own country. Every country needs to focus on that. However, there are a lot of countries that cannot afford, like the U.S. is paying for all of us to have a vaccine. They have paid through the process.
It's the least they can do. I have to live here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and that actually was a thing that Trump put into motion with the Operation Warp Speed and all that.
Give him credit.
That's where all of this started.
God damn it, Daniel. Now he's going to win over you. He's just going to slide in there again.
No, I'm never going to be a Trump fan. But that was part of what happened. They gave a lot of money to 8 different companies to go through vaccine research. And now 3 of those companies have obviously had productive vaccines and were purchasing vaccines from them.
What's the company that like totally failed, that like didn't even get a vaccine out?
I honestly don't know.
Damn, we should look into that because they just ate a bunch of our money.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. But like, I mean, so like Johnson & Johnson, for instance, their company is not marking up their vaccine at all, ever. So that vaccine that they have released is cost, like, they don't make profit off of it. It is $10 a shot, and they charge $10 a shot. So it's so you get really good things like that coming out of this, like where that company, which has been known to do terrible things to medications or to drug prices, is offering the vaccine at cost to our government, and I think to any government.
Is that separate from all the other vaccines that we have made? And it's also Pfizer, like not the one that's got the best credibility, so I think they have to do that too.
Well, there's a lot of different, factors that go into this stuff from what I understand. Obviously, I'm not a scientist or anything, but, Johnson & Johnson was testing their vaccine in October when the virus was crazy. Right. It was everywhere. Whereas Pfizer and Moderna were testing it in July and before, when the virus was not as crazy.
Should have been on it, shampoo babies. Should have been on it.
Most likely the Pfizer-Moderna vaccine is a lower efficacy than 95%, and most likely it's closer in that range to where Johnson & Johnson is. But the CDC, when they said we need a vaccine back a year ago, their goal for companies was to get a 50% efficacy. That was it. That's what they said would work.
Well, because I think at that point, though, I think they thought we were all going to fucking die. I think they literally thought we were all going to fucking die.
Well, a 50% would have been like a drastic
And now it's a year on Twitch. We're still playing video games, and we don't really have much to our name, but We have a lot of friends now.
Hey,
Bringing the world closer together. It's the Thanos snap of our life.
Yes. So it's just amazing. I mean, the science has been amazing this year. We got 3 vaccines that work in a year.
Yeah.
And the Johnson & Johnson, while it sounds scary that it's 70% effective, it's 70% effective against all coronavirus variants, but against the most dangerous ones, we're not talking about the Brazilian variants and the new variants, but the most dangerous forms of COVID, it's 90% effective against. So, they're all in the ballpark of being extremely, extremely effective. And it's incredible. It's really, honestly, like we've made a major turn in medical research this year. I'm excited for where we go in the future.
I just can't wait for Dr. Fauci's talk show. That's going to be great.
I'd watch that every day.
I know you would.
Yeah, I'd be on it, I think.
Well, let's get rid of the doctors and just have the doctor. The doctor.
We only need one.
It's like The View with 7 different doctors, and they always have someone on that just lost a bunch of weight. That's every episode. No, Dr. Fauci just yelling at people to take their medicine, take your vitamins, just fucking go. I want that show.
Yeah, I want that show too. I'll listen to it. I'll watch it.
Yeah, and maybe it's more of a podcast than it is a talk show.
Honestly, it should be both, like this one. He should take a lesson from us, do it live on Twitch, and release it as a podcast on podcast platforms.
So what else is going on in COVID world?
So this morning, I don't know if you saw, but the CDC released travel.
I'm coming, Florida. Here I come.
Vaccinations, yeah. So there's now saying if you're fully vaccinated, they're not advising against traveling.
Okay.
In America. I don't know if they're saying go into the world yet.
Go into the world.
But yeah, we can now, or not me, I'm not vaccinated, but
I'm only one done. I need one more.
You need one more. So we're getting there. And, but this is a big step. There's been a lot of positive information coming out about the vaccines and how effective they are. So great news. But on that note, I just wanted to bring up something that I saw earlier this week. I think on Monday, the CDC director, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she made
This is our president. This guy. No, keep going. Well, it's great.
I don't remember everyone's names.
Maybe I'll be a reporter in the fucking room, just always asking your chief of staff the worst question. Excuse me, though. He didn't know the CDC director's name. What kind of a man are we asking to run our nation?
Have you ever seen Veep?
Yeah, I've seen the first season.
Oh, do you know Buster from whatever his name is? He always whispers the name into her ears of the person she's about to talk to. He's
right.
That's Kyle McClanahan. She's like, Kyle.
We just need to find you a Buster.
I need one of those right in my ear.
Buster or busted?
She was talking and she decided to go off script. There's obviously a lot of positivity in the virus, and she urged people who were hearing her message to take this message into their communities, into their houses of worship. This is my community.
This is our house of worship.
And this is our house of worship. Good Friday, baby. And
it is Good Friday, Daniel.
It is Good Friday.
Jesus is dead.
Jesus is dead today. Actually, that's actually what
I know.
You're right.
Fuck. We get Easter candy soon.
She wanted to make an impassioned plea to be safe. Like, we're not out of this. It feels like it right now. It feels like it. But the numbers are rising like crazy again in our country. And I know a lot of people
see a little spike. Yeah.
Yeah, we are seeing it every day. In the world, they're almost as high as ever. So this virus is still everywhere in this world, and it's still very much in our country. There are variants. The British variant is more transmissible and more deadly, and it's more deadly for young people.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. And young people like myself, we're not really vaccinated.
We're not that young.
I know, but we're not vaccinated yet. And the Brazilian variant and the UK variant, which are around, are more deadly to people our age.
Yeah.
Than the other ones. So just be careful, still distance. I know we're so close, but Just
Maybe we're not, though.
hold on.
Like, going back to your point of saying, like, we're going to get vaccinated every few years just to, like, kind of keep this. Like, maybe we're just not, though.
I think we're never getting back to the old life.
Ever? Like, I'm never gonna. I have a video of you licking a parking meter on the streets of West Hollywood. Just like, you're drunk, you're definitely intoxicated. It's almost a decade old, but this video is just like, this is it. This is the lucky, and you lick a public parking meter. We're never getting back to that. I would like to.
I don't think I'm ever getting that drunk again, to be honest. I think that's over for me.
Vinny and Shane climbed a roof that night. Like, it's a lot. Being in your early 20s is a lot.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry to that parking meter that I licked and the person who had to touch it the next day.
I'm sure that's just the one that everyone licks. That's the lucky one.
That's the one.
You don't lick one in downtown, but West Hollywood, go for it.
Oh my God.
We're growing up, Daniel. We're growing up.
We are.
And so is Disneyland. We have they released this last week. We didn't get to talk about it. Mm-hmm. We're a little busy, a little overloaded. We're almost a little overloaded on this show, but I think we're somehow managing to keep it in there. Yes. I know that you wanted to talk about this because you were saying it was almost like a lifelong dream coming true for you. Mm-hmm. But just for context for the people out there, Disneyland, the Anaheim park, the California park, has decided to push out its boundaries of the theme park and add other lands to the surrounding area. Is it just Disneyland or is it California Adventure?
So basically all they're doing is applying for...
so they don't even know if this is going to happen.
No, they have zoning laws within some of the land that they own. They want to change what that land can be used for so that they can add more dining, more hotels, more park. There is, I'm going to show you.
So we're not out of this virus. We're closing down. Everything's getting worse. Let's make a bigger theme park.
Exactly. I'm going to show you this picture. So this is the
it's
sketch.
Beautiful. They've got a beautiful artist making some beautiful art.
They do. So as you can, I don't know if you can see.
I feel like these are behind the hotels.
Yes. So I'll try to. Can you see my my mouse? Okay.
I'll get mine out of the way.
Right here. This is like right here is California.
Oh
Screamin'.
yeah. That's the.
This is the This is where the Paradise Pier Hotel is right here. Mm-hmm. Right. This is the fancy hotel, and then
so they want to take out those old parking lots.
This is the Toy Story parking lot.
Yeah.
They want So this right here would be an extension of California Adventure,
right? Like
a new land, potentially.
But it looks like it all connects, doesn't it?
It does. I believe over here. I believe the plan, through reading, would be to eventually, and this would be in a long time, get rid of those parking garages that are somewhere right here, the giant ones where we all park.
Oh, wow.
Move them over in this area, like up here.
They just finished rebuilding those, though. What the fuck?
And this would be a third gate, meaning a third park over in this area. More dining and more attractions over here.
Oh, a completely separate thing-a-dingy.
I think that's part of the idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. How is this a lifelong dream for you coming true? That was just something that you said multiple times.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I loved Disneyland still, but when I was a kid, I especially loved it. I always wanted more Disneyland.
This is all that Disney Plus money. God damn it.
I know. I just always wanted more Disneyland. It was so exciting when California Adventure opened, Downtown Disney opened. When I went to Disney World, I was like, oh my God, this is the place. Like, why can't we have all of this in Anaheim?
Yeah.
You know, because there's just so much there. And I remember specifically when I was
people live there, Daniel. There's like houses right next door. Can you imagine being the people that live there and fireworks every night? That better be a cheap ass house. It's probably not.
You know what though? As I listened to this whole podcast recently about. Sorry about the dog as well.
No, you're
fine. I listened to this whole podcast about.
We love dogs.
Walt Disney and kind of his journey in opening Disneyland and an opening Disney World, he actually ended up hating what happened at Disneyland because all of the land around Disneyland got bought up and then turned into trash, in his opinion.
Uh-oh.
And like he didn't like all the hotels nearby, all of the, touristy traps.
There's a lot of hotels just in like those 4 or 5 blocks around the park. So it's interesting to me that they're planning on pushing further away.
He actually decided, or like he was good friends with Art Linklater, and he drove Art Linklater down to Anaheim before Disneyland was built. And he was like, "You want to buy some land around what this is going to be."
Right.
And because he wanted to at least his friends to have the land around,
so he could boss them around and tell them what to do with it.
I think so.
Come on, like that's really what it is.
People didn't believe him, and they didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal.
What do you mean they didn't believe him?
Well, they were just kind of like, this sounds like a dream, This
Orange is County the creator of Mickey Mouse, bitches.
Yeah, but Orange County was nothing at this point. Like no one knew that they were going to come.
Yeah, that's something my mom always talks about. She's always talking about the time before Disneyland and how it was just orange groves. And I don't know about you, but I feel like so many fucking adults, they're just always like orange groves. Everything in California used to be orange. You didn't fucking like the orange groves that much. And I'm curious what we're going to say when we're old as fuck, that we're going to be remnant. Oh, the parking lots. Like, what the fuck are we going to miss? Orange groves? Like, our parents don't fucking care about oranges that much.
I actually remember when I was a kid in Cyprus along Catella.
Here we go. It's already starting.
There were so many strawberry fields over there. And they're not. They're buildings now. I miss those.
So we're the strawberry generation. They're the orange generation. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they called it Orange County. The orange.
Yeah, the oranges. It's exactly it. It's in the name.
I had no fucking idea.
But when they went to, it's actually kind of a fascinating story. When they went to open, he wanted to open a second park.
Yeah.
They almost did it in St. Louis, like very, very, very nearly. Almost did it in St. Louis, except the guy.
That is really close to where he grew up. I went to Marceline, that hometown that he grew up in, and they worshiped the man. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Like the vibe that he was trying to get would have been probably a lot easier to capture there. It was very close to happening, but the government official that they were kind of working with, because obviously you have to work with the government to open something so big. He was he was rich from liquor, essentially. And he was like insistent. He was like, if I'm going to do this for you, you're going to sell liquor in the parks. And Walt Disney was like, there will never be liquor in my parks. And now there is. Now.
But he's dead. Idiot. And they're like, we need to sell liquor. And so they went to Florida. It was he wanted all of this land. It's such a crazy story. I'm not going to go into it too much.
There's actually a pretty decent documentary about the history of the parks on Disney Plus. If you have it, it's like a 6 or 7 part series. It's really fascinating. It's definitely a little bit of propaganda and making everyone look really good. But for the most part, the happiness that they brought to so many families, like it's worth at least mentioning and documenting the hardships of creating these worlds, because it had never really been done to that scale. His biggest takeaway was like, I don't want this to feel like a carnival. I want this to feel like you're still in a world, but you actually somehow got transported out of yours.
Yep.
And I don't know that any other park has been able to replicate that. Universal Studios has fun shit. Knott's Berry Farm has fun shit. But you're like aware that there's an outside. Disneyland, you forget that there's an outside almost.
Yes. And that's part of the way they structured the land and the park and everything. Well,
that's what makes me so interested about this extension, because like that's what Disneyland is famous for. These like moats, these barriers that they've built around all of the land to make you literally forget about the outside. Berms, that's what they fucking call them. Are there going to be some new bermies? Are we going to still be able to drive on Disney Way? Like, fuck, man.
Looks like it in the picture, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, there is also that.
This has been a really long Disney talk.
I know. The Disney documentary is great, and also there's a podcast I just listened to where they go into detail about how they acquired the land for Walt Disney World It's crazy and fascinating.
Probably legal too.
It was very legal, and some of it kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that's what
on the legal side.
That's what I would put.
There was some sketchiness there, but they accomplished their goal, and it's a great place. So anyway, I'm excited about this. We'll see where it goes. It'll be a long time in the future, obviously.
I am excited, but I also like what I loved about Disneyland versus Disney World as a kid was it always felt like it never needed to be big. It never needed to be like super grandioso like Disney World was. It was basically like a home base of the original idea, but based on its popularity over the last couple of years, like I just started going again right before lockdown with Christy, and the lines were unlike anything I recalled from my childhood.
Yeah.
Everything that people were trying to do was too condensed because of that like kind of kitschiness to the park, because of that sort of like I feel like that's what California Adventure originally was a few years ago. They saw that potential happening and they were able to split up the drive of the crowds between two different parks, and it looks like that's what they're going to do again here.
Yeah. Well, and at the end of the day, it's really good for our community, which, we're from Orange County, brings a lot more jobs, a lot more tourist money, which comes in the form of taxes. So, it's like we're going to get, it's good for our community.
It's good.
A bigger Disneyland.
No complaints here.
No. More rides.
Although,
more walking.
A little bummed about them changing up Snow White, because it's one of the last rides that Walt had a hand in. That's still kind of like, those fairy book rides are kind of like the last ones that haven't really been touched. It was Pirates of the Caribbean before they put all the movie stuff into it. So there's very few things that even feel like him anymore in the park.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bummed about that. I'm curious what these other worlds will be like. Did we read what those themes are going to be even?
No, they have not. They're just saying we're interested in this.
I could have sworn that somewhere it said the actual like park theme ideas somewhere. But yeah, Disneyland. It's getting bigger, and so are we. Should we take a break?
Take a break?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Lávate las manos. Es muy importante que te laves las manos. Wash your damn hands.
And we're back.
Yes, we
That
are.
was a really quick break.
It was a really quick break. How are the dogs? Are the dogs okay? I think everyone is a little concerned and worried about the dogs, Daniel.
Look, there's Lucy right there.
How's Lucy?
She's
Chilling.
She's chilling.
Sherman? Upset.
He's
Confused?
somewhere causing havoc.
Okay.
I'm sure he's a little crazy.
Well, these newer episodes are getting a little long. That's okay. There's more of us. There's more of you. We're here to talk. We're here to hang out. But Daniel, something I have to tell you before I teach you anything.
Uh-oh.
There's been a murder.
No!
Our first one in a while.
Yes.
Well, technically this happened like 24 years ago, but
Oh.
it's the anniversary of a story that I don't remember really hearing about. But there is I was about to say Netflix, but it's an HBO. It's not Plus. What is it? HBO
Max.
It's all these different Max, Plus, minus, subtract. Max. They're about ready to do a huge docuseries on it, so look forward to that later in the year in December. But I thought we could touch on the story because I have no recollection of this story whatsoever.
Okay.
But it does kind of feel like a lot. It feels like a lot of culty stories we've heard in the past. Have you ever heard of Heaven's Gate?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So around the same era of the Scientology upcomings, the different Bikram yogas, like all these like communities of people physically living together, physically finding just salvation. It's one of those based on one fucking dude, inspired by like sci-fi millennial shit. Like it's so ridiculous. It started in 1974 with one man who was like a part of other churches and just wanted to find people that thought more like him, but clearly just kind of a psychopath. Moved to their own little places in the desert. And in 1997, there was a mass murdering with vodka something else in the vodka. But one of my favorite thing about this cult is just because we've heard a lot of cult stories, we've heard a lot of kind of communities like this. I think there was even one on Netflix pretty recently about something that happened in Arizona. I can't remember, but most of these cults are so about like free love and everyone kind of being roped into having sex with the leader, people having like total control over them. What made me kind of laugh is like this whole thing was about celibacy. Like no one was fucking any. In fact, like most of the dudes cut their dicks off. Not their dicks, their balls, but it's the same. So they all just like died peacefully, not fucking each other. I don't know. That's like the most boring cult I've ever heard.
That is not a cult I would join.
And the idea was once they let go of their bodies, they would be instantly put on board of the mothership.
Oh, no.
And turn into their new being of alien type form from drinking vodka. Have you ever drank vodka and you're like, I'm going to turn into something?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Every time I've drank vodka, actually.
And isn't there someone else there being like, just drink it. Just drink it. So I kind of get it in a way.
Yes, I get that. That part makes sense. That checks out.
I don't know. I never heard of this story. I never heard of this cult. It's so fascinating to me. And I don't know, terrifying at the same time. Like just 20 something years ago, we didn't have a virus to kill us. We had to find ways to kill ourselves.
God damn it.
This is live on Twitch. This is a morning show. Everything's great.
Well, this is an interesting story. I'll really be interested to see this documentary series.
I was going to pull part of the doc trailer to play, but I wasn't sure if we were going to get in trouble for doing any of that. So just we'll let
Watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it on YouTube. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the dude's name is Marshall Applewhite.
That is not a name.
Marshall Herf Applewhite Jr., also known as D.O., among other names, was an American cult leader who founded what became known as the Heaven's Gate religion group and organized the mass suicide in 1997, claiming the lives of 39 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's crazy to me that this has a religious, like, status, though, in our country. 39 people? And it gets a religious status? Was it super easy to get that status?
Religion?
I don't know that we can do that anymore. This is 1974 we're talking about.
Damn it.
Scientology got... What other religions came out of this time? Because there are a lot of cults. And I wonder what that is. Is it just like we were so disconnected from the old churches at that point that people had to, like, find their own salvation in a way that made them God? Or, like, what is that?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of people really searching for that, especially, and it's really interesting because LA was kind of like the hub.
Oh, for sure. Dude,
you know?
Like, and there was crazy Satanist stuff going on in LA. There was all of the...
a lot of that society.
The Manson family is very much in this idea of taking your life back and being in control, but there's this person in charge of me. It's so weird how much people really want to be told what to do. Like, people are looking for someone to tell them what to do that's not their mom and dad.
Yep. It's an interesting...
I don't really see anything like that today, though.
Well, yeah, I don't think we know. I mean, like,
the trend is almost to be atheist at this point.
You look at QAnon, that's not a religion, but it's definitely a mindset, and it has utilized the same techniques.
Yeah, right.
So I think, honestly, I think anyone can be duped by something like this, myself included.
I definitely believe you could join a cult.
Yeah.
I definitely believe you could join. Like, if they talk about... Never mind. No, you keep going.
So, I think there's a lot. I think
just
people
like
are
Macro's the cult.
Macro's the cult. Hey, I'm in that cult, baby. When I want to be.
When I want to be.
I think everyone's looking for something. And if you find someone believable.
Have we found like our version of God though now? Is that like why the change in looking is so different? Is it like the internet is God? So now we no longer need this person that has all the answers. We have just like knowledge that has all the answers.
I don't know. I mean, we're seeing a big rise in things like, and I'm not saying it's the same, but moon
It's
circles.
the same. What's a moon circle?
You know, like new moon events on the new moon. People set their intentions, and it's a lot of hooju juju, you know, highbrow universe stuff.
Like crystals and shit?
Crystals, I would say that's part of that, maybe. You know, I think that's all that stuff, new age, like philosophy and religion. I think it all kind of is leading into that. I think it could be used for wrong purposes, but I see it as it's very popular.
Yeah.
It's very popular.
Have you ever done sound therapy?
I haven't, but I've heard of that.
Christy and I did sound therapy one time with the bowls.
With the bowls, yeah.
I wanted to laugh the whole time. I couldn't get into it, man. I tried so much. She's like going around with the bowls, doing it like right over your fucking face, and then walking away and doing it. If it works for you,
you know, there's all kinds of stuff.
It's all kinds of shit.
I had one guy went to like some kind of hooju juju doctor, and he would.
Why do you keep calling that? What is hooju juju?
I just think of
spaghetti monster, like it just doesn't believe.
Michael Scott, no, like Michael Scott. Hooju mama juju. That's literally what it is.
We just got canceled.
The witch doctor from There's Been a Murder. That's it all connects.
Yeah.
Hooju mama juju. So that's why I call it that. Hooju booju. So just, you know, highbrow stuff.
This is highbrow comedy for sure.
I'm a puppet master.
I don't know. I guess you're right. People can be gullible. People can be talked into some pretty weird shit.
Yeah. Well, when you get into universe, when you get into God, when you get into the unseen, the unknown.
Well, that's really the whole reason why some people don't wear masks, right? Their own God, their own beliefs, their own fucking point of view of the world. So,
yeah.
Maybe they were happy drinking the vodka. They were like, they don't get us. So we're drinking the vodka and going to turn into aliens.
And maybe they did.
I don't think they did. Because we don't know. We pulled their bodies out of the home.
There's a lot of UFOs out there. A lot of them.
I did have a UFO video that I wanted to maybe show, but I felt like this story was so much more interesting, and it kind of definitely goes through the loops and the parallels of what it's like to be encapsulated for so long and not have connection with the outside world. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see some weird shit come out of this pandemic as we return to normalcy, as we come outside. People are going to have picked up some weird habits, some weird beliefs, and some weird structures to their life, you know?
Yeah, totally. The world changed a year ago, and it will never return.
What's the weirdest thing you're coming out of pandemic doing? What's the weirdest thing that old Daniel would have been like, wait, what?
I mean, I've talked about it on the show before, but I still wipe down my groceries and my food.
Is that something you're going to always do now?
I think it would be really hard to break the habit.
Interesting.
I hate it. It's the worst part of going to the grocery store for me.
I never do it. I'm not even sure that you need to do it.
I don't know that you do, but I do it.
I actually saw a TikTok that was like 2020 March, like mask on, wiping everything down, going to the grocery store, and then 2021, and they just like burst through the door, throw the mask on the floor, fucking just put everything on the table. Like, it's such a different attitude now than I think it was a year ago. That's why we have an uptick. So thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks. Could have just been careful.
Could have been like Daniel wiping down your toilet paper.
Yeah, you could have.
He's wiping his toilet paper with more toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, obviously.
Was that an episode?
That was an episode.
Do you feel like you learned the internet?
I always do.
I don't even know if that counts as learning. The internet was around.
I learned the internet on Avocado.
Avocado. There you go.
That was the real internet learning. But I learned about a murder.
You're gonna murder it with some fresh avocado, which is just avocado.
But it's a better way to say it.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
You're a better way to say it, Daniel.
Thanks for that. If you like this podcast, it's 5-Star Friday. Give us a 5-star review. Not a 3-star today, 5-Star Friday. And yeah, you can follow me at Daniel Wargo on YouTube. And where can people find you, Will?
They can find me at Twitter at Will J. Gabriel, or you can watch the show live on Fridays here on Twitch at twitch.com/silentwill_.
Yes, you can. And we're going to finish this up with a talk down right after we hear from these sponsors.
So thank you, everyone, for coming out again this week. We will be here again next Friday with all the news, with all the things, with all the stupid stories and murders that no one really cares about and forgot. We're going to remember, and we're going to tell you all about them. Thank you for being here. Daniel, have a great weekend. Enjoy your baseball. Good night and good luck.